In this video, we're going to be talking about the final keyword. The final keyword can be prefixed to methods and classes. If you prefix a method in the parent class and the child class inherits the method from the parent, the final keyword prevents the child class from overriding that method. If the class itself is prefixed with final, then no other class can extend that class. This is where we left off in the last tutorial. We're going to be talking about the final keyword this time. And to tell you the truth, it really isn't that complicated of a process or a concept. So let's just go ahead and run through it real quick. The two main things that I want to look at is car and vehicle. So vehicle at the very bottom has this get, make, and model. And if we open up, I think it's anonymous classes, it said Ferrari F355 and then Lamborghini Diablo, but I want it to display year as well. So how do we do that? Well, we can either modify our vehicle class or we can override this method inside car. So at the very bottom of our car class, which extends a vehicle, so all the way to the bottom, what I want to do is just add this, we'll make a public function, get, make, and model, and it's going to return this year space dot this make dot this model. So now our object right here, when it calls drive inside of our driver class, and it calls turn on, drive, or turn off inside of our car class, as you can see, we're calling this make and model, which in this case is going to be calling this make and model inside the car class. All right, so now let's go ahead and give it a shot. We're going to have to open up this final keyword. So let's get out of this class, open up final keyword. Inside here, the final keyword.php, and there it is, 1996 Ferrari F355 and the 99 Lamborghini Diablo. So we're getting what we needed to get. But now let's say that for whatever reason, vehicle does not want this method to ever get overwritten. So whoever the designer of this is just said, nope, I never want this method to be overwritten. So what can we do? So let's say we add the word final in front of here. So now if we hit refresh, it says cannot override final method, get, make, and model in final keyword on line 99. So that's all that means, is that this car method, it inherited get, make, and model, but it cannot override it. So this doesn't make sense down here, so we have to actually delete it. And then in that case, if we wanted the year, we would actually either have to make this not final or add a year right here, or if somebody else is maintaining this, say, hey, can you add a year to this, or get year, make, model, for example. Or, you know, to be honest, we could just keep it as is, and we could do that inside of our own car class. So we'll say, you know what, we're just not going to use this. We're just going to use like public function get year, make, model, and then we'll make our own, like for example, this year dot this make this model, and then go through here and replace everywhere it says get, make, and model with get, year, make, model. But so those are your options that you have. So we looked at adding the final keyword to the method like we just did right here. Let me refresh this to make sure everything's still working properly, and it is. But what if we wanted to add the final keyword to class itself? For this example, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and recreate our, for example, Lamborghini.php class. And inside here, I'm going to require once Lamborghini.php, or not Lamborghini, car.php, because we're going to be using car. And then we're just going to say class Lamborghini extends car, and it does currently nothing, right? So we're just extending car, which car contains all these methods. And now inside of our final keyword, we can require once, even though, like I said in our previous tutorial, we looked at anonymous functions and how to get around this. But for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to import this Lamborghini.php, and then down here, instead of creating an anonymous class, we're actually going to instantiate a new Lamborghini class, pass it all the different arguments, and it should still work exactly the same. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and delete this Ferrari portion from up here, just so it's a little bit more clear. So hit refresh, and there we have it. Lamborghini Diablo SV has been turned on. I'm driving, and Lamborghini Diablo SV has been turned off. Now, some company decides they want to make a Lamborghini knockoff. So they want to inherit everything from this Lamborghini class. So we'll call it Lamborghini knockoff, right? .php. And inside here, we're going to require once the Lamborghini class. And we're going to say a class Lamborghini knockoff extends Lamborghini. And now we have all of the functionality of a Lamborghini, which has all the functionality of a car. And now what we could do is right here say new Lamborghini knockoff, import Lamborghini knockoff.php, go to our browser, hit refresh, and as you can see, we're getting the exact same thing. So Lamborghini probably doesn't want people to be able to knock off their brand quite that easily. So what they might do is they say, this is the bottom line. We'll go to Lamborghini. And so nobody can extend any functionality from Lamborghini. And so, like I said, they may have some, secret stuff in here, like secret properties or, methods or whatever, but they don't want anybody to be able to inherit anything from this Lamborghini class. So if we go to the browser, because we've prefixed Lamborghini with final, hit refresh. It says class Lamborghini knockoff may not inherit from final class Lamborghini. And so we get this error. So now it's going to be a lot more difficult. So we can't extend it, which in this case, what Lamborghini knockoff is going to have to do is extend car in order to gain the same kind of functionality and, implement its own things, but it can't just implement the functionality from Lamborghini. We go ahead, hit refresh, there it is. So this should be pretty clear. Final just means in class, you can't inherit, and in a method, you can't override.